decisions.
Sorry to stop you. The presentation is not seen. We are just seeing a file with the title. If you can maybe open the presentation. Perfect. Very good.
The linguistics describe this through the concept of language for specific purposes, which can be seen in both horizontal and vertical models. In medical discourse, the vertical structure separates internal communication between professions and external communication aimed at a general public, including patients. The goal of popularizing discourse is to make scientific information more accessible to the general public. We studied popular science texts in these two languages with the aim of exploring the linguistic strategies and interpretations used when communicating scientific information to the general public. This is essential for improving scientific literacy and helping the public to understand the complex health and nutrition concepts. Shaman's defense functional scientific literacy is the ability to talk, read, and write coherently in a non-technical but meaning context. According to the PISA report, scientific literacy refers to an individual's ability to engage in questions about science and understand scientific ideas. As a reflective citizen, being able to participate in a rational discourse about science and technology. This refines the idea that by developing this competence, individuals become able to critically evaluate scientific information and actively participate in the advance of knowledge. According to the author Brand, scientific discourse can be divided into two main categories: the internal scientific discourse and the external scientific discourse, both aimed at scientific or specialist contexts, but with different target audience and purposes. External scientific discourse is the focus of the study and is intended to communicate with the wider audience, including individuals without specific expertise in the field under discussion. Unlike internal discourse, which is aimed at a specialist and requires an in-depth mastery of technical knowledge. Technical discourse, external discourse simplifies technical terms and uses more accessible language to make information comprehensible to the general public and specialists for other fields. Based on the author Brand, the language external discourse is aimed at a wider audience, including both non-specialists and lay people. The language used is deliberately simpler and more accessible, avoiding complex technical terms. In this type of communication, with the aim of making the content more understandable, this type of discourse is commonly found in popular media and in popular science texts, making it easier for the general public to engage with scientific knowledge. The study adopts a corpus analysis approach, combining both qualitative and quantitative exploratory analysis. The test will analyze the using sketch engine, a corpus analysis tool used for processing and exploring large text corpora, according to the mass, energy, and Hadel. A comparable corpus contains components that are collected using the same sampling method. For example, the same proportions of the text of the same genres in the same domains in a range of different languages in the same sampling period. And according to the author McLaughlin and Cooper, also define this type of corpora. He said, as text collections that were compiled on the same principles, size of the collections, size of the symbols, topics covered, chronological period, in different languages or different variants of the same language. Next, I will introduce the tool of Sketch Engine. It's a set of software tools for analyzing corpora, developed by Lexigo Computing Limited. The system was made available as a commercial product in 2002. Sketch Engine is a leading online service for corpus analysis, offering a range of highly flexible functions for building and analyzing concordance for items ranging from lemmas to corpus query streams. Following these principles, our study use a comparable corpus. Both the Portuguese and Chinese corpora consist of tests that focus on similar health-related topics, the well-being and diet, but are not direct translations of each other. Instead, these tests are original works in their respective languages, selected because they share similar content and purpose. In line with the objectives of the study, we compiled two corpora, each consisting of 10 popular science tests in Portuguese and Chinese, both corpora consisting of health science domain with an emphasis on well-being and diet. The selected tests were drawn from electric magazines, published after June 2022. The selected tests were drawn from electric magazines published and they will organize chronologically based on their publication dates. For the Portuguese corpus, the text was selected from Revista Saúde. This is a magazine issued by Portuguese pharmacists. It has been published since 2009 and is released monthly on the Portuguese pharmacist website. For the Chinese corpus, the text was selected from the Electric Journal. The translation is Health is Good, founded in 2024. The journal is published 3 times a month, and readers can access the content via PC or mobile by clicking on links or scanning QR codes. By comparing these corpora, we explore how different languages and cultures present the same scientific information. This comparison allows us to identify linguistic strategies unique to each language and analysis how public health information is adapted to various linguistic and cultural contexts. The analysis of the selected tests in both languages involved with qualitative and quantitative approaches. In the quantitative analysis, we'll explore different types of explanations and determine the frequency. In the qualitative analysis, we'll examine the function of the different explanation types. Next, I will present common explanation strategies in science popularization. The authors Carl Samuel and Van 2004 define metaphor is one of the semantic means of establishing links between two domains of experience. Meaning or knowledge is metaphor. He defined metaphor as a semantic means of establishing connections between two domains of experience, meaning or knowledge. And also, according to author Manfredi, metaphors have the ability to continuously estimate the immigration, which results in systematic semantic elaboration. He said more problematically, a new form of accessing through which, by not censoring references and repetitions, continually unleashes the immigration, from which drives a constant semantic elaboration. And definitions are used to explain unknown words. To Gauti, definitions in popularizations involve a far more limited use of specialist lists than in scientific discourse. He emphasizes that the most commonly used technique for providing definitions is juxtaposition, where the specialist term is immediately followed by its paraphrase, separated by comma, dash paraphrases or the destruction of, and the outer metallo considers as regards the definitional function. Terminological definition explaining the meaning of a word or phrase, often using paraphrases or longer phrases. And reformulation is one of the strategies for dismissing sense, which is considered a form of simplification. Reformulation aims to repair formulation problems and guarantee intercomprehension, with a focus on cases of self-reformulation. According to the author Lopez, reformulation is a meta-descriptive operation whereby the speaker revokes an utterance or part of it with the intention of making their discourse more intelligible, reducing any risk of misunderstanding on the part of interlocutor. In accordance with Sturck van Gogh, the reformulation is processes responsible for the textual construction of public discourse. Reformulation is the main processes through which popularization discourse is constructed. Summarized in the author Pobloni, denomination refers to the use of specific terms to categorize and simplify complex concepts. And the next, I will present the result of quantitative analysis of the explanation strategies. From the table, we can see the analysis of both corpora revealed a total of 11 metaphors, 6 definitions, 5 reformulations, and 3 denominations. And next, I will present analysis of its strategies with supporting examples. I will begin with a selection of metaphors. Before the analysis, I will read the translation of the text. The translation of PT1 is when energy intake of specific nutrients, particularly carbohydrates, are solely restricted, viewed by proponents of low-carb diets as the biggest villains in weight loss. The consequence is inducing deficiencies in the body. The purpose of the definition is to the term in this text. The villains is metaphorical by placing carbohydrates in this negative combative role. The metaphor elicits an emotion response, making the concept more accessible to the audience. Carbohydrates are also promoted as the enemy that hinders weight loss, positioning them as an obstacle to be overcome in the pursuit of health goals. The purpose of a definition is to clearly establish the meaning of the concept, providing precision and clarity. An example of this can be seen in the definition of probiotics. The translation of CH7 is gastric Persimmon-Stone disease is when a person eats a large amount of persimmons at one time on an empty stomach. The persimmons here refer to the kind of persimmons used to make dried persimmon cakes, not tomatoes. Due to the reaction of the tannins in the persimmons with gastric acid, water-insoluble, ingestible lumps are formed. This example provides a step-by-step breakdown of gastric Persimmon-Stone disease. Firstly, it explains the cause of the disease, eating large quantities of persimmons on an empty stomach. It clarifies that persimmons can be used to make persimmon cakes, not tomatoes, to avoid confusion. Then it explains the scientific process. The tannins in persimmons react with stomach acid to form ingestible lumps. This clear explanation of the chemical reaction helps to make the concept more accessible. And reformulation involves rephrasing an idea, enhancing its comprehensivity or refocusing it. The translation of PT file is fat loss occurs when there is a continuous daily negative energy balance. In other words, when we consume fewer calories than we burn each day. The reformulation marker or SIRA translation in English is, in other words, serves as a reformulation marker. In this case, the first sentence introduces the concepts of fat loss in technical terms, continuous daily negative energy balance. The second sentence, beginning with, in other words, is SIRA, provides a more straightforward explanation, fewer calories consumed than burned, and the denominations focus on naming concepts or entities. The translation of PT1 is on the contrary, they create metabolic changes in the body that sabotage the cells and lead to the so-called virus circle of restrictive death. The translation of CH7 is if gastric specimen stay in the stomach for a long time, they'll irritate the gastric mucosa, causing inflammation, erosion, eclairs, and cause gastric dysfunction. This disease is called gastric specimen stone disease. Both denominations have introduced terms that encompass complex concepts or situations. In PT1, it's the various circle of dirty, while in CH7, it's the medical condition associated with gastric complications. This avoids lengthy descriptions that ensures that the reader can quickly grasp the meaning behind the concepts. And in conclusion, our study underscores the importance of external scientific discourse, which seeks to make scientific knowledge accessible to a broader audience. Through the examination of popular science texts in Portuguese and Chinese, we identified the most common linguistic strategies, including metaphors, definitions, reformulation, and denomination, which enhance the clarity and reliability of scientific information. According to the analysis of corpus, we found that metaphors plays a significant role in simplifying complex topics, evoking emotional responses, and making the content relatable. For example, in the Portuguese corpus, emotional responses carbohydrates are depicted as both proteins and trace to health. Similarly, the Chinese corpus anthropomorphizes carbohydrates and sugar foods and villains of sugar-coated buns, which elicits strong emotional responses and streamlines discussion on health and nutrition. The explanation strategy definitions in both corpus help demystify scientific concepts by presenting clear and concise explanations, thereby enhancing reader comprehension. In the Chinese corpus, the term gastric specimen stone disease is clearly outlined, which is caused and processes, providing a straightforward explanation that enhances comprehension. Reformulation.
5 minutes to go, okay?
Okay. Reformulation matters have the function of organizing the textual structure, signaling either return to what has been said in order to clarify or summarize it, or a planning strategy. Reformulation markers in both Portuguese and Chinese texts, such as Osara and Ishtu-I, perform similar functions. Osara translated to, in other words, is used to rephrase a point, summarize preceding text, or emphasizes crucial information, thereby reducing ambiguity. Conversely, Ishtu-I mainly functions to clarify, explain, provide additional illustration, or summarize previous points. And commonly, denomination is introduced by phrases such as called. Denominations that we found assign specific names to complex concepts, simplying or summarizing. This study provides a practical insight for public health communication, highlighting the use of language strategies such as metaphors and rephrasing to create more accessible and engaging content, enhancing public understanding and acceptance of health information. These multilingual strategies not only simplify the transfer of knowledge, but also ensure coherence and emotional engagement, making complex health nutrition concepts easier to grasp across different cultural contexts. Will this study focus on specific test types and health topics? Future research could explore interpretive strategies in other languages or domains. Thanks for your attention.